What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I'm Picasso. Thanks for joining in. Today, we're back with a brand new video. So let's get right into it. You guys know that I do like console launcher, right? Now, this is a pretty much game launcher, but also a third-party launcher for your devices. It is in landscape, and you're able to add whatever games or apps you would like to add to this home screen. I do wish that they had a portrait mode for it. That would be kind of cool. They can go landscape and portrait. But yeah, it is basically for your games, right? It gives you that handheld gaming feel. You have something like this, you go ahead and throw on a controller like this, throw that on there, and then boom, now you have a handheld gaming console, right? Very simple like that. And of course, with the way gaming and Android and mobile gaming is going on, you know, we have some serious titles that it's really awesome. You can really just turn your phone into the best gaming console, right? Especially depending on the type of phone that you do have. Small tablets, same thing, right? Because a lot of those telescopic controllers like this, right, they are able to fit certain tablets. If this had a portrait mode, this would live on my, now it does live on this phone. This is one of my secondary phones, or thirdary, fourthary, whatever that name is. I have multiple devices. This is one of them that I keep console launcher on. So this is always on console launcher, right? But I don't always take that device with me. One device that's always with me is my S22 Ultra, right? And I do play lots of games on this as well. And we have, you know, it has its own game launcher. Now this whole look thing here, it's, I don't like any of this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I wish it just went straight into this. And I mean, the launcher, it's just a game launcher, but it's kind of boring, right? It is boring. And then you have the interface is just, it's just terrible. It's just terrible, right? So I went looking and I found something. It is called the Arcade, right? I've already jumped in here. I've already set it up. I put a picture up there and stuff like that. And this is awesome. This is cool, right? Because you have a portrait mode. It puts all your games and all your emulators. You are able to add any app you want. You can add phone, you can add your clock. I can go ahead and add ChatGPT and Chrome. Click there and look, there they are, just like that. And the reason why that's important is because, like console launcher, you are able to set the Arcade as your default. Well, right now I have a DeX mode thing going on because it's a Samsung device, so it's in Samsung DeX compatibility mode. But you are able, let's see if it'll actually show up. If I go here to settings and then I go to apps, and then I'm gonna go to default apps and we go to home. Okay, so because of the DeX mode, it's not showing up. Let's just turn it off, turn that off. And now, if I go back to default home, you'll see that the Arcade is there. So you are able to set the Arcade as your default home, right? So you can have all your apps, phone and everything like that. And the thing is, again, it goes in landscape mode. So it doesn't look as, I would say, as clean, right, as console launcher. But I like that if I want, boom, it's also in portrait mode, right? So just because it has portrait mode, I think it does a little bit, for me personally, it outweighs console launcher. You can set custom backgrounds and all that stuff for it, so keep that in mind. This one now, I did pay, I did pay for the premium, so I have all the bells and whistles unlocked, okay? So let's see, we have the default home app, usage statistics. It shows statistics for how much time you have spent in each game and enable playtime based on library sorting. And you can see that, where is it? And you can see that underneath each title there, right? So you can actually see, it tells you GeForce Now, Chrome, Riot Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, Asphalt, Star Wars. It tells you all of these things. Right, so that's pretty cool. Let's dive back into the settings, and you see that because I touched Chrome, now up here it has changed. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to the settings. Immersive mode, it hides the system status and navigation bars to focus on gaming experience. And then screen orientation. Now, if you just want landscape or portrait, you have that option. But again, what I really like about this is that it has automatic. So it will move with how you hold your device, the orientation of your device. That alone just puts it above Console Launcher for me. Console Launcher does have a few more features, actually a lot more features that, you know, still make it the best option. But if you want to be able to use in portrait and landscape, that's where the arcade is definitely beating Console Launcher. And then we have screen orientation, like I said, the app icon. I don't know. Oh, so it's the app icon. Okay. So you can change the app icon, neon, material, and avatar. That's not really a thing. You can't do that unless you actually paid for it. So keep that in mind. And then the launcher theme you get with paying for it, where you have default themes, steel, black, colorful, dreamy, and neon. Currently it's on the black. So if we go default, all right, so now we're on the default theme, and you can see it just kind of has like almost a transparentish, bluish type look, right? Not really anything special. Then you have colorful theme, and then you can see the difference in the color, of course. And then let us check out steel. Steel is more like a white theme, right? Looks pretty clean though. It is clean. I'll definitely give it that. It is definitely clean. Let's go neon, and we'll check out black after. So here's neon. Very similar to the default theme in my opinion. And then let's go to the black, which honestly, that's probably what I'm going to be rocking, the black. It's just, I like how they kind of mirror the image up here. You can see there. But yeah, now where Console Launcher, you know, one of Console Launcher's features that this app could really use is the difference in the app icons, right? Now, if you go ahead and hold on an app icon, you do get some, you know, some information here and some options. Remove it from the profile, rename it. You can replace the icon. There's app info, share the link, and uninstall, right? So replacing the icon, that's actually pretty cool. Let me see what you can actually do. So yeah, you can look at that. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is cool. So I just put on a picture of Neon from Valorant. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give it that. And now to remove, we're just gonna go remove from profile, and it's gone. Not uninstall, just remove from profile. So I'm gonna go down here, and I'm going to remove from profile just like that. So you can have your games, you can have everything. You can rock this as your launcher. That's pretty cool. I don't think I'm gonna do that on my main device. I'm going to keep Console Launcher on this device, but this is pretty cool. I'm only going to use it as the app launcher, or sorry, the game launcher on this device. So let me go back to settings here and go back to One UI, and I'm just going to use it and replace the game launcher here, because again, doing this from behind the camera, I apologize. Let's put that over there. So again, comparing the arcade to the Samsung game launcher, like I said, pretty boring. You can't even change any of these applications in there. They're just going to be stuck as default. But as you've seen there within the arcade, I wish you could change the shape, but you can't. It's not terrible. You're able to change the image. You can reset the image. This is the default image for the arcade, right? And I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit here, but if you go ahead and press that, you can click replace image, and then you can just find another image and replace it just like that. All right, let's dive back into the settings. So the launcher theme, force release memory, always fully close and release the launcher memory when launching apps. Slower launcher startup, but more memory for demanding games. Then you can hide the title image logo, which is, it's hidden right now. So let me go and unhide it so you guys can see what it does. And there you go. It says the arcade game launcher right there. So you can hide that if you want. I like to hide it. I like when it's clean. And then we also have background music. It hasn't been playing because I've actually had it turned off. Background music folder, so you're able to choose your own music, which I'm going to do that at some point. Let's get back here. Temperature in Fahrenheit, and then again, if you're using a Samsung device, there's the Samsung DeX compatibility mode, where it says the default home app option will be disabled in DeX compatibility mode. right? And it reconfigures, it requires an app start. So I believe, now I haven't tried it yet, but I believe that's, you know, somehow enabling you to use the launcher in DeX mode or something like that. Maybe if you're using it as the default home, I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, the default home option. So when you're using index mode, it's not going to be the default home because you're using DeX mode, right? I think that's what it is. I'll test it out and maybe I'll leave a comment on the post down below explaining what that is. Then you have rate the app, share the app link with a friend, and the privacy policy. Now, initially when I ran the arcade on other devices, I did run into a little issue, which turned out not to be an issue. I'll bring my tablet over here. So here we go. I have it running on this as well. So if I go now to the arcade here, because I paid for it, of course, I assumed that it was going to show up on my tab. Oh, there's the background music playing. Let me bring the mic a little closer. I don't know if you guys can hear it because I do have my fan on as well. Let me just bring this up to the mic. So that's the background music that comes with it, which I like. And of course, you guys know console launcher has its own. And to stop, you can just simply press that little button right there and it stops the music. So when initially I installed the arcade on my tablet here, I wasn't getting the premium features. It wasn't showing up, but the premium features just, you know, it just takes a little while. That's all. It takes a few minutes for it to actually kick in. So nothing to worry about there, right? So on this tablet, I think I am definitely going to use it as the default app here. Let's go to home. I'm going to click the arcade. Just like that, that's the default home. I'll change the picture and do all of that stuff. I'll figure that out. There's my son right there, just like that. And again, I can't say how much I love the fact that it goes landscape and portrait mode. It's really awesome. I love it. This thing is awesome. If you play a lot of mobile games, yeah, it's awesome. You see, I got my emulators, got some awesome games there, controller supported games, and GeForce Now. Yeah, I've been testing out GeForce Now on a bunch of different of my devices, and it's been working out pretty solid. Nothing to complain about. But yeah, the arcade is an awesome app. I love this application. Like I said, it's my new go-to game launcher, right? It's not the most feature-packed, but it is really cool. Awesome. You are able to create different profiles, right? So you can switch profiles. This one is all games. Then you can make one that is just for different applications. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So I'll go new profile. I'm going to name it phone. Actually, no, let's just name it something that makes sense. Let's name it a tablet. Okay. Add all games. No. Show app labels. You know what? No app labels. I kind of like when my stuff are pretty clean. Background image. So we can choose a background image. I'm going to use that one. Then you have recent grid size, 3 column in portrait mode, 2 row in landscape mode, 4 library grid size. This is pretty, there's so much things that you can do here. It is pretty in depth, but still pretty simple. Let's click done. Okay, and then let's go ahead and switch to tablet. Look at that. So there's nothing there, no games. It's called tablet. And then we can just go ahead and add a bunch of games. So I'm going to, sorry, not games, but just applications. So I'm just going to add a bunch of apps. No games because I have one for the games already. So let's just add a bunch of stuff. And let's leave it at that. Let's click OK. And there we have it. Now it's more kind of looking like an old school, it looks like an old school Windows phone. I don't know if you guys are young enough to even know Windows Phone, but wow. And then portrait mode, of course. And there you go. It's almost like what's that thing called? Big Launcher. I think there's something like Big Launcher. And again, keep in mind that you are able to replace the icon. So you can also have it just looking like whatever you want. Pretty cool. I'm telling you. And then when you're ready, just go and switch back. There we go. To all games. Cool. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to wrap it up there. The arcade game launcher, again, I'm giving it a solid 6 out of 10. There's some awesome potential here. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the video, helps out your boy. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell so you're notified anytime a new video goes live. And as always, I'm Picasso. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.